delicious hot and ready pretzel crust pizza. A large buttery salt and salt pretzel crust pizza with a creamy cheddar cheese sauce topped with mozzarella, pepperoni, and a 4-cheese blend for just $7. Want even more? Add our cheese and pretzel dippers. Little Caesars. Pizza.
Kids get to be kids. They're the luckiest. Of course, they can't wait to grow up. But tonight, it won't take much to slow down the clock. If only for the next 86 minutes. Low prices, every day. On everything to make tonight a blockbuster. Walmart.
Greg Robinson is a part-time musician, a part-time teacher.
You can't coast on your good looks and your tight abs forever.
I have been doing sit-ups. Keep for noticing.
And full-time Robinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special lady in the house tonight.
I love you, Craig.
Not you, baby.
You're doing some magic, are you, Craig?
Is this your car?
Mr. Robinson premieres Wednesday, August 5th, here on NBC.
Well, I did vote for Bush in 2004. He sent me that stimulator check. No president ever sent me $1,600.
Joe, are you saying that your vote could be bought?
No, but it can be stimulated.
The Carmichael Show premieres August 5th on NBC.
Burying a loved one is never easy. Burying a loved one who was murdered, incomprehensible. And to make it somehow worse, said Cindy, police told her that her suspicions about that guy Elon Nissen were well placed. And they gave her a warning.
The lead detective, she kept telling us this are dangerous individual.
Then, this was pretty terrifying, said Cindy. After the murder, Neeson called her on the phone incessantly.
He always inquired about the investigation, so I felt he wanted to keep me close for information if he was maybe a suspect.
And on the day of Orlando's funeral, who should show up but Neeson himself? That's got to be pretty bizarre to have him at the funeral when you think he had your husband killed.
It was. I immediately told the lead detective in the case.
The lead detective came to the funeral also.
And she instructed us to act natural, not to let him suspect that we knew that he was the person.
And to keep taking Nisson's calls. Cindy thought she could help the police solve the case. But there was a little more involved than a pure murder investigation. The feds were in on it now, said Abby Rifkin, the prosecutor assigned to the murder case.
They were looking at Mr. Neeson as they were looking at her husband, as they were looking at other people who were allegedly in the drug business.
The drug business? Yes. All that missing cash and Orlando's 3 prior convictions for marijuana and cocaine possession. Those things gave the crime the whiff of a classic drug hit.
My husband, unfortunately, had a past before I met him, before I married him.
Mind you, Orlando's crimes were not exactly big time. He pleaded guilty to all those charges and served a few days in jail. And though Nissen also had a record, several assault convictions years earlier when he was not yet 20, none of them had a thing to do with the drug trade. Still, the question was, had something happened to sour their partnership? About 3 weeks after the murder, the police asked Cindy to do more than just keep an eye on Nissen.
I was asked by the lead detective to maintain communication with him so I could work with them wearing a wire and help them catch this individual.
A potentially dangerous thing to do, wearing a wire, secretly recording conversations. Still,
I'm recording. I'm recording.
but on the advice of the lead investigator, said Cindy, she bought a
I'm
gun
recording my
for
game.
the first time in her life. She also decided to move out of her house. But the wire?
She never wore the wire.
No, she did not. And the reason? It was May 20th, exactly 1 month after the hit on Orlando Mesa. Cindy was home alone, packing to move. And suddenly, an unexpected guest was at her door, said Cindy. Not just any guest. Elon Nissim. He practically forced his way in, she said, peppered her with questions about her husband's business.
He started asking me about my husband's warehouse and if I had my husband's keys. And I said, I don't know where he keeps his keys. That's when he became aggressive and he said that I knew more than what I was telling him.
She watched in terror, she said, as he walked around the house, as he looked outside and saw that her dogs were securely leashed, unable to help her. Then, it got very scary indeed.
And he grabbed me. That's when he attacked me. I was able to get away from him. He reached out to grab me again. He scratched my neck. He ripped my shirt. He chased me through the house.
Cindy said she ran to the living room where she kept her newly purchased gun. And Nissim, right behind her, tripped on some bags she was packing.
And when I turned around, he made a move. And I panicked because I thought he was reaching for his gun. And that's when I shot. And I ran out of the house and I called 911.
And she stopped him. Were there others with her? She kept running.
And she's frantically and saying, oh, they're chasing me.
Back at the house, police found Nissim on the floor. He was very dead. They finally caught up with Cindy a few blocks away, drove her to headquarters. How did they treat you that day?
They treated me very well. They were very nice. After my statement, they told me that it was a justifiable self-defense.
Afterwards, the lead detective dropped Cindy at her parents' house.
And she told my family that I did the police a favor by taking out the trash.
The next day, news reports quoted the police as saying, Nissim was a suspect in Orlando.